Wake up, Thumbelina! How long will you keep sleeping? Everyone is waiting to hear your story, little one. Come now, it's time to wake up. Once upon a time, in a quiet little cottage near a colorful garden, lived a kind woman. She loved flowers very much, but her heart felt empty because she had no child to love and care for. Every morning, the woman watered her plants and whispered soft wishes to the sky. She dreamed of having a little daughter who could laugh, play, and fill her lonely home with happiness and joy. One day, feeling very sad, the woman visited a wise old lady who knew magical secrets. "Please help me," she said softly. The wise woman smiled kindly and invited her inside her small, mysterious house. The wise woman gave her a glowing golden seed. "Plant this carefully and wait with patience," she said. The woman thanked her happily and rushed home, holding the magical seed close to her heart. She planted the seed in a flower pot and watered it every day. Soon, a beautiful red and yellow flower grew. It shined brightly like the sun, filling the room with a soft, magical glow. One morning, the flower suddenly opened with a soft pop. Inside it sat a tiny girl, no bigger than a thumb. She was very pretty, with a sweet smile and shining eyes. The woman felt tears of happiness. "My little girl," she said lovingly. She named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina slept in a small bed made from a walnut shell. Soft flower petals were her blanket, and green leaves were her mattress. Everything around her was tiny, delicate, and beautiful, like a fairy dream. During the day, the woman placed Thumbelina on a flower petal boat in a bowl of water. Thumbelina used tiny sticks as oars and sang sweet songs in her soft, musical voice. One night, while everyone was asleep, an ugly toad jumped through the window. She saw Thumbelina and whispered, "She will be perfect for my son." Quietly, she carried the tiny girl away into the dark garden. The toad hopped through the wet garden and reached a dark, quiet marsh. She placed Thumbelina on a wide green lily pad. Cold water surrounded her, and strange sounds echoed, making the tiny girl feel scared and alone. Thumbelina woke up and saw the muddy water all around her. The toad's son stared at her strangely. He made odd sounds, but said nothing. Thumbelina began to cry softly, missing her home and loving mother. Under the water, small silver fish saw her crying. They felt sorry for the gentle little girl. "She should not live here," they said. Together, they decided to help her escape from the toad. The fish swam quickly to the lily pad and started nibbling the green stem. They worked together carefully. Soon, the stem broke and the leaf slowly began to float away with Thumbelina on it. The water carried Thumbelina far away from the marsh. The toad shouted angrily, but it was too late. A beautiful white butterfly flew near her and smiled gently. Thumbelina used her soft ribbon to tie the butterfly to the leaf. The butterfly helped pull her faster, and soon they reached a bright green meadow. Suddenly, a large flying beetle swooped down from the sky. He grabbed Thumbelina and carried her high into a tall tree. She felt frightened as the wind rushed past her tiny face. The beetle showed Thumbelina to his friends. They looked at her strangely and whispered, "She looks different." Their words hurt her feelings. The beetle lost interest and dropped her onto a soft white flower below. Thumbelina sat quietly on the flower, feeling very sad and alone. She thought maybe she was not beautiful after all. Still, she stayed strong and decided to move forward through the forest bravely. Summer slowly passed and the warm days ended. Cold winter winds began to blow. Thumbelina had no shelter or food. Shivering and weak, she walked slowly, searching for a safe place to stay. Weak and freezing, Thumbelina finally found a small hole in the ground. Inside lived a kind field mouse. She opened the door and said gently, "Come in, little one, or you will freeze outside." The mouse gave Thumbelina warm food, soft shelter, and a safe place to sleep. One day, the field mouse introduced her neighbor, a rich mole. He lived deep underground and disliked sunlight. The mouse said, "He is wealthy. You should marry him and live a comfortable life forever." Thumbelina felt sad hearing this. She loved sunlight, flowers, and the open sky. One afternoon, while walking in a tunnel, they found a small bird lying still. "It is useless," said the mole coldly. But Thumbelina felt pity and quietly stayed behind to check on it later. At night, Thumbelina returned secretly. She covered the bird with soft grass and gave it water. Soon, she felt a tiny heartbeat. The bird was alive, but weak from the cold winter. All winter, Thumbelina cared for the bird in secret. She sang softly to it and kept it warm. Slowly, the bird opened its eyes. It was a swallow, grateful for her kindness and care. When spring arrived, the swallow became strong again. "Come with me," he said kindly. "I will take you far away to sunshine and flowers." But Thumbelina remembered the mouse's kindness and gently refused. Days passed, and the mouse prepared Thumbelina's wedding with the mole. Thumbelina felt trapped and unhappy. She did not want a life without sunlight, flowers, or freedom, but she didn't know how to escape. On the wedding day, Thumbelina stepped outside to see the sun one last time. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered goodbye to the sky, the wind, and the flowers she loved so much. Suddenly, she heard a familiar voice. It was the swallow. "Quickly, come with me," he said. Without fear this time, Thumbelina climbed onto his back, ready to leave the dark life behind forever. The swallow flew high above forests, rivers, and mountains. Cool wind touched her face, and for the first time in many days, Thumbelina smiled. She felt free, light, and full of hope again. They reached a warm and beautiful land filled with colorful flowers. The swallow gently placed her on a large white flower. "This is your new home," he said, with a soft and caring smile. Inside the flower sat a tiny, handsome fairy king with shining wings. He looked at Thumbelina with kindness. "You are just like me," he said. They spoke gently and soon felt a special bond. The fairy king asked, "Will you stay here and be my queen?" Thumbelina happily agreed. The fairies gave her delicate wings. At last, she found love, freedom, and a beautiful home full of light and joy. Meanwhile, the kind woman sits alone, crying softly as she remembers Thumbelina with deep love and sadness. Suddenly, the same flower blooms again, glowing with magical light. From its glow, a beautiful baby appears in a cradle, filling her heart with joy and bringing light back into her lonely home.